And lest we forget, the church would therefore be retaliating after they got Judge Waddups to win the case against me, to have it dismissed, even though I won, and they know I won, because their counsel filed in default. So, remember, church, if you're listening, or if your spies are listening, I won. I beat you. This is retaliation, what you are doing to me. Just remember that. I beat you, and you hate it that I beat you. And yet you won, because you had an inside guy to protect you. Remember that. Always remember that. You are the evil. You are not good. You are deceiving this church. They love you guys. They almost worship you. They denounce the Book of Mormon for you. They denounce the words of Jesus for you. And you set them up for failure. You cause them to get the virus and die. You have betrayed them. I have done nothing to Mormons other than expose your corruption and abuses. Lest you forget. Alright, Travis Wayne Goodsell. It's after 4 p.m. And so, accordingly, the threat is that they are now going to a judge. The question is whether their day at work is over and they're going to do it first thing tomorrow morning. If they're not terrified that they're violating the law with failing to provide business licenses. It's possible that it could be a double standard situation where because it's me they're wanting to evict, they're going to let it slide, which will then destroy everybody else's lives here. Yeah, not good. But yeah, I have no idea if later tonight they're going to come and get me, or tomorrow, or that's what abusers do. Bullies. They cause fear. And these are people who know how to cause fear, as they are duplicating what was done to me back in 2008. Except they don't understand. I petitioned, knowing full well they were going to turn around and come after me, denying me my right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. That was the whole thing, is that they violate the Constitution, and they will violate the Constitution here by having me arrested and treated like a Benedai in the Book of Mormon. It's amazing how the Book of Mormon is true, and yet Mormons don't believe it. Action needed for my Wi-Fi. What's going on with my Wi-Fi? Why is it on just that one? Huh. That was weird. Alright. So, yeah, that's the whole point, is that Mormons cannot leave people alone. They are predators. They look for those who they think are weak, who they think they can destroy, and they torture, they harass, they bully, they abuse until the person breaks, just snaps. And then these bullies just laugh and go, ha 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 ha, we got you. And if the breaking causes violence, then they're all set, ready to go. They're locked and loaded. Yeah, do it, come on. Because they want to kill. And they want cause to kill. They're like hunters. They don't want to just kill something in a cage situation. They want them wild and ferocious so that they can puff up their chests and go, yeah, I killed a violent predator. It's a horrible thought process to imagine that mankind can devolve so low as to actually despise human life, to make sport of it. But these are the same type of people who put babies in fighting rings to the death, as babies were tortured and terrified having to fight other babies. These are the ones who had women getting shot at for sport as they were naked or in bikinis or whatever, as deer, dressed up in deer antlers or whatever. Now, these are the people that got into UFC fighting. There used to be ultimate fighting in the sense of death matches, but when that was clamped down on, they turned it into UFC fighting, where they have a judge and a regulator and all that stuff. But that's who they are. The hatred of humanity for sport. That's the Roman Colosseums. They put innocent people and feed them to the lions, literally. And so the movie Gladiator is an excellent movie, as you see that the coup d'etat went after one of the generals who became a gladiator. And so I'm just sickened by the hatred. Let me check one last time to see if the coronavirus stats are up now that it's past 4 o'clock. They should know that they have to go get a judge to give an order to then get the constables and the police to come on over here and shoot to kill. All illegal. And you know, I probably didn't do a video last night. We ended at 10% yesterday for the week. The final weekend percentages put us over the top. And even though yesterday's numbers were lower, they still kept us at 10%. So yeah, sure enough, after 4 o'clock, isn't that interesting timing? Unbelievable. So I don't think I can do a picture save, because I think it might turn off this video. And so yeah, and we can't trust any of these numbers, but this is what they give and this is what I go by, and the percentage doesn't lie according to the numbers they provide for the percentage calculator. So if I'm able to stay here overnight, I'll probably have something for you in the morning, but maybe I'll even have a Lehigh dream where I'm supposed to evacuate immediately because they're coming to get me. So we'll see. Remember, I'll be taking the brass plates with me if I have a Lehigh dream. I have the brass plates, Mormons, and you don't care. That's how sad it is. So we'll have to see. Just a couple things to add before I put this up. The percentage was 6%. He was able to keep the number low. So I don't know why he was hesitating until after 4. There's nothing to hide on that. You want people to see that it's gone down. So why did he wait till after 4? The courthouse does not close until 6 p.m. here in West Valley City, if that is the courthouse they're going to use. I would assume so because it's the closest one. And it's also the one he said he was going to use, the lawyer. Another issue is nobody is going to know that I am still here unless they have an inside guy like the maintenance guy to tell them I'm still here. Because they can't just say, well, Travis said he wasn't going to be there, so we're going to assume he's not going to be there, or he is going to still be there, and we'll then go at 4 o'clock to the courthouse to get rid of him. And so I don't see them just doing that and then finding out, oh, Travis is gone. He did leave after all. We got him. Yay, party time. It's a wasted court order. And so, although I guess they could probably use it in the sense that I make sure I never come back. Because in that regard, they'd have to consider it an abandoned apartment if they don't actually go through with the court order. But again, they are required by Utah law to have a hearing where I get to go and say, Your Honor, they're not even licensed. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I told you guys the state guy replied to my reply to his reply and informed me to go to a fraud, another department, basically. And so I went to a fraud department for businesses and such, and we'll see if that will do anything else, because that's what this is. This is fraud that they're perpetuating. But this is the state level. I have not heard back from the city or the federal, and I don't expect to hear from the federal for a while. But the city, I'm kind of surprised. But not too surprised, because when I tried filing complaints with the city in previous years, they never reply. But they did do action as I witnessed the behavior stop, and then such criminal activities were then laying in wait, setting the groundwork for the next attack, as that is their modus operandi. So, we don't know. They're purposely not telling me that they are filing, and I'll have to wait. If they do the right thing to take it to court, because they are sure that I'm in the wrong and that it's not retaliation, as I've also got evidence for that as well with the area in it. Alright, so, and yeah, there's still a concern that the church has ordered this hit on me. Thanks, Nelson. Remember, you drew first blood. If you're pissed off because I did not help you in Supersmiths the very first day I was there at Supersmiths, after I had been freed because you, along with all the others, made sure I was disappeared from society, that's on you. Yes, I've met him. And yes, he's not a very nice guy. So, and then Herbert, he announces himself as a white supremacist, pure evil. Unbelievable. You know, when he declares protesters as domestic terrorists, you know there's something wrong. So, yeah, that's the further updates for you.